I'm starting to look like a werewolf with a toque. We're leaving Marfa right now. Greg and I, it's pitch black. You can't even see my face. Can you see it now? There I am. We're leaving Marfa and we're heading to Totopani, which means, or Tatopani, which means hot water. There's hot springs. And then we're going to Pokhara. So I actually have no idea what I'm doing with this video. I'm gonna vlog it. If there's cool photos, we'll make them. Can you taste that? I mean, can you taste the oxygen? We're on our way down to 3,200 meters where we'll have so much oxygen that we'll all be able to run 3-minute miles, sprint sub 10-second 100-meter dashes, and dunk on 13-foot hoops. Oxygen. We have nothing left to fear. What's that? It's gonna take 5 hours to drive the next 45 kilometers and the road is sketchy like crayons? Right. Don't mind me, I'll be here at the window, looking off the ledge and screaming obscenities. This was the scariest I've ever been on a bus. Who needs to hike to burn calories? My heart was at 140 BPM the whole way down. I would have burned less calories walking these 45K.
How was that bus ride?
That was stupid.
Are you happy to be alive?
I'm not happy to be alive, but I'm also happy not to be dead. I made it to Tatopani, and that bus ride was really, really, really easy. We definitely didn't almost die a bunch of times, and life is good, because we're alive. Sorry to jump in from the future, but I forgot to mention that this video is sponsored by Squarespace.com. If you're looking for a place to house your travel photography workshop, head to squarespace.com/Brendan Vanson, and you'll get a discount. Let's get back to Nepal.
What's happening?
I don't know. Going to the playa. We're in Tatopani.
What does that mean?
Tatopani means hot water. I'm fluent in Nepalese, you guys might not know that. Ask me another question.
How do you say thank you?
Dunny Bot. See, I'm fluent.
How do you gamble in Nepalese?
Like this. I'll put my car on the butterfly. I want to know why they're so Tatopani means hot water. And yes, there's a hot spring here. We thought this would be a well-deserved soak after the long hike. But instead, it kind of felt like a reward for surviving the bus ride. We soaked for a couple hours, or basically just until the boys were tipsy enough on the brewskis that we could all kind of feel like we could handle another one of those Nepalese bus journeys. Okay, we're headed to Pokhara today, back on the bus, the same bus as yesterday. It's down there waiting for us, and hopefully today's bus ride isn't as scary as yesterday's, because I don't think my heart can handle that for a second day in a row. That was definitely living on the edge. And I'm told that it's just as bumpy, just maybe fewer cliffs of death. There was less screaming on today's trip. Oh, there was still screaming, just less. Notice how I'm sitting on the inside? Ignorance is bliss. I made Greg brave the edge of the cliff today. It was his turn to find out what it feels like to sit cliffside on a bus leaning over a 300-meter high cliff. And eventually, somehow, we made it to Pokhara. Okay, that bus ride was definitely easier than the last time. It was still really bumpy and really slow. Took us over 5.5 hours just to do 100 kilometers. But we're here in Pokhara. There's a lot of haze, maybe some pollution as well. Definitely some pollution as well. So I don't know what we'll do for sunset photography, but we're gonna try something. Pokhara is such a stark change to where we've been. Honking horns, tourist dives, flat ground, and oxygen, even if the air is a little bit polluted. I think the fact that we've been moving so much for the past 16 days and hiking and stuff, it's finally caught up to me because I'm so tired at sunset. But we're walking along kind of the lakefront here in Pokhara, and there's all these boats. And there's some nice, not reflections, but semi-reflections, and some really cool moody light back that way. There's just layer after layer after layer. And I think it probably makes a really good shot. It probably makes a better shot now than it would at sunset, which is an hour from now. So I think we're actually gonna get something out of this. This looks really cool. Yeah, there's definitely a couple shots here. I think I just took the first. There's a hot air balloon way off in the haze, and it's gotten really, really hazy. So it might not work, or it might have to be black and white, with just like one of these canoe boats cruising through the frame. Now I think we're probably gonna take the wide angle and head down the waterfront a little bit and try to get this mess of boats and this mess of layers in the background. See if we can come up with a cool composition there. So we walked up and down the waterfront a couple times looking for the perfect composition. I thought I liked the mess at the front. As Greg said, it kind of made the boats look like a flower in the foreground, and it did look cool to the eye. But when you got the camera on it, it was just a little bit complicated. It was just really hard to get the right composition. So I've opted for something maybe a little bit more simple, but still shows the kind of chaos and the layers in the background that I really like. The setup on it's a little bit extensive with the filters. I've got the Nisi setup. I've got the polarizer on, and the reason is I really like that punchy contrast. I've got 3-stop medium grad to hold in some of the light in the sky, which looks really good. And then I've got a 3-stop filter to get me down to 4 seconds. There's boats obviously in the water, they're moving a little bit, but at 4 seconds you don't really notice it. So I'm gonna show you the messy photo so you can see what I was talking about. And then I'm gonna show you the finished image, which is here in front of me, and I think it looks pretty cool. So I got that shot, and I was kind of just messing around with a long lens. It's kind of what I do when I'm in the field. I try to get a wider shot, and then I try to kind of telephoto in on some details. And I was playing around with the polarizer, and I saw something really interesting that I didn't really notice. A lot of times I use polarizers to cut reflection, make water look darker, or maybe make the greens in forest look really vibrant and punchy. But what I'm noticing here is it's a really dark scene, but the boats are blue, and I'm gonna press play on the video and show you what I mean. But if you watch the boat, as I turn the polarizer, the boat goes from a really normal color, and the more I polarize, it gets really bright, and the water cuts its reflection, and you get that really punchy blue. It makes that blue really stand out, and the image goes from being a little bit bland to really punchy. So it's just something I saw as I was messing around. I thought I was done filming, but I wanted to share that with you. Okay, I think that worked out. I actually kind of like the haze. I kind of dig the crazy scene that we had going on. It's been a lot of fun here in Nepal. Tomorrow morning, bright and early, we're heading back to Kathmandu. I think I have one more video from Nepal in which I'm gonna just sit down and talk about, you know, about stuff. We're gonna talk about stuff.
Ben?
What?
Did you remember to tell them to hit the bell?
What bell?
Just the bell, you know, the one up in the corner?
What bell?
The notification one.
Oh, the notification one?
Just you gotta hit that bell.
Yeah.
You gotta do it.
And be sure to go subscribe to that guy too. I'm looking at the LCD. That's really awkward. Go subscribe to that. No, go subscribe. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
It's like Taco Bell.
Okay, we're done being obnoxious.
Taco Bell. Are you finished your video?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Peace.
Yeah, what he said. I just want to kind of jump in the video from the end to give a massive shout out to squarespace.com. Yes, this video is sponsored by them, but I use them. And I use them because they're awesome. When Tom and I were building our website for the Antarctica trip, we had a battle because we really had to get this website up in like 2 hours. And so we were like, let's Squarespace it. And we did build that entire website in 2 hours, no joke. And it was really easy, and I think it looks really cool. So a massive shout out, thank you to Squarespace just for being awesome. If you want a website, head to squarespace.com/Brendan Vanson. I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.